It's time for Down on the Corner with Dale Hoffman, North Arkansas's premier news talk program. Brought to you by Brewed Awakening Coffee, with 3 locations to serve you. Baxter Regional Medical Center lobby, Highway 62 412 at Balmer Boulevard, and the Walmart East Plaza. And now, Down on the Corner.
Good morning, North Central Arkansas and Southern Missouri. It is Tuesday, March 20th, 2018. It is 7 a.m. And welcome to Down on the Corner program. Dale Hoffman here with Scooter Callis this morning. And it's been raining out there.
It has. It's been a little rainy.
I woke up about 5:30 or so and picked up the phone, looked at the radar, and thought, oh, yeah, we got some more rain, so maybe that'll help.
What amazed me is the fog yesterday.
Oh, my goodness, yeah, we were down here. Even in the afternoon and looking to the northwest, it was like really, really foggy here in Mountain Home.
It's almost like somebody had a big bonfire going on somewhere and it's just filling the ground up with smoke. But,
yeah. Anyway, welcome to Down on the Corner program, and we hope your Tuesday morning is off to a great start. And I thought spring started Tuesday or Wednesday or Thursday. I thought it was either the 21st or 22nd, but I was watching KY3 weather.
Yep.
Spring comes in at 11:15 this morning.
And I confirmed it online, so it is today at 11:15.
11:15 this morning. So that
officially spring.
That final lock of the Earth's axis as
there you go.
Continues its trip around the sun. Welcome spring, so long winter.
I think there's a lot of people that will follow your lead on that. That's ready.
Well,
to get
we've
rid
had
of
a good winter.
It's been a very mild.
Yeah, it's
winter.
been a good winter. I mean, we've had a little bit of snow, a little bit of ice, but none of those 10 and 12-inch snows or ice where you just can't do anything, you know. And
we've had some cold days.
And we've had some bitter cold days. That -1, -2, and -3 stuff. Ooh.
Well, that's the blessing of living here, though. You get all your seasons. You know, it's cool.
It's fun. I mean, you know. And
I'm ready. I have to say, even though I am a winter person, I love the snow and I like the winter, but I'm ready for spring.
Yeah.
I will agree with you that I'm ready for spring.
You know, I enjoy my yard work, the mowing and stuff like that, and just making the yard look nice and keeping it nice and green. You know, when we get, we've had some good rain.
You had to bring up yard work.
Hey, make yard work better. You can't get you a whole round of Brewed Awakening coffee throughout the spring.
That's a lead-in.
Brewed Awakening makes everything better. It's the best coffee in town. Check them out. 3 locations, as you heard Jacqueline say in the introduction: BRMC lobby, Balmer Boulevard, and excuse me, I got a frog that won't jump today.
See, now you're starting to sound like me.
Yeah. I woke up about 4 to thanks, Scudder.
Okay, I do have to bring up, because sitting right in front of you on the camera is one of those cinnamon rolls.
Okay, that's why I got it here. They have the best cinnamon rolls.
And yes, I already ate mine this morning.
I did too. And this one was for anybody that wants to stop by and enjoy a cinnamon roll with a cup of Brewed Awakening coffee. I'm going to leave it right there for the temptation value of it.
There you go.
Check out Brewed Awakening coffee. Like I said, 3 locations to serve you in Mountain Home. The best coffee in town is Brewed Awakening. And if you're not drinking Brewed Awakening, you're just drinking muddy water, right?
There you go.
All right. Roller Funeral Homes of Arkansas bring you the morning prayer each and every day. Roller Funeral Homes, with all our respect. When the need arises, choose Roller Funeral Homes, and they will treat you with the utmost respect and dignity and help you in your time of need and loss. And so we appreciate the Roller Funeral Home folks for sponsoring our morning prayer. And now let's pause for the morning prayer. Heavenly Father, more violence, more people hurt, this time at a FedEx depot in San Antonio, Texas. Lord, I just don't understand why some people enjoy violence. Why would any person enjoy seeing another person get hurt or be in pain? Have we devalued human life so much that it's become a common staple on TV news? Are we becoming immune to the pain of others? What about the pain of all the aborted babies that they have felt, or the guilt of a woman after years and years after the abortion? Lord, we just got to stop the violence, and that's my prayer today. Amen.
Amen.
Roller Funeral Homes of North Arkansas and of all of Arkansas, bring you morning prayer each and every day. Roller Funeral Homes, with all our respect. So we go.
Gregg Farm Services.
Here we go. We're going to bring up that website again, because Gregg Farm Services.
We're going to go straight into weather here, and Gregg Farm Services brings us the weather.
We have got the website, so we can take a look at it. Want to bring that up?
Usually we have Jerry here that kind of goes and gets a bunch of tidbits, but we're going to go straight down the webpage.
Here we go. Spring open house this Saturday. Click for details. So we're going to hit that right there. They have an open house and auction. This is on Highway 126 in Gassville, Arkansas. Good friends out there. And this kicks off at 8 a.m. serving free breakfast and biscuits and gravy, hash brown casserole for the first 300 visitors at 8 a.m. And that's prepared by the Lake Country Cookhouse. I bet that's going to be
pretty cool. They got Walker Auction coming in and doing the auctions on a bunch of items, and it'll be really, really neat.
Well, let's see. What do we need here? Let's go back to the home page and see store specials and announcements. And you can follow along by going to gregfarmservices.com. See the spring open house there. Chick season, the Greg Farm Services Mountain Home Open House on March 31st. 10% off hummingbird feeders. You got Molmax 10-pound bag, covers 5,000 square feet for $16. Straw bales for $4.95 every day. Then these little poly tank sprayers for $9.99. Those things are about as handy as a right arm.
I use a ton of them.
I keep 2 or 3 of them because sometimes I just need to spray water, and I want to make sure that nothing else gets in there to contaminate. So I keep 2 or 3 of those around.
You'll be surprised what all I use those things for.
Oh, yeah.
We even use them in wrestling to spray our wrestling mats. That's where we keep our chemicals and stuff in.
Yeah, for the
disinfectant.
Yeah. The spring tack sale continues. 15% off all tack and show supplies. Farrier supplies not included. Scott's topsoil, great price at $1.99 for 3/4 of 1 cubic foot. All kinds of deals going on at Greg Farm Services. Check them out at Greg Farm Services, where we're showing 42 degrees in Mountain Home, 41 at Harrison. Hardy checks in at 47. It's 46 at Mountain View. Yellville at 43. Marshall at 46. This is spring, right? 42 at Calico Rock. Southeast Missouri, Poplar Bluff, 45 degrees. Southwest Missouri, Branson, 39 degrees. South Central Missouri, West Plains, 41 degrees. Watford City, North Dakota, heat wave, 30 degrees. And Anchorage, Alaska,
spring there too.
There you go, 30 degrees in Watford City. My son's going to be, woo, heat wave. You know, time for short pants. On the radar, I'm going to refresh this one more time before Scooter brings that up. The rain that came through yesterday, you can see that on the East Coast, affecting just off the coast, South Carolina, moving up into Virginia, West Virginia, Pennsylvania, the Washington, D.C. area, places like that. We do have some shower activity right now in Missouri and Arkansas. I'm going to hit first the Little Rock radar so we can see exactly what's going on in Arkansas here. I-40 west of Little Rock affected between Fort Smith and Little Rock, Hot Springs and Little Rock on I-30. A little bit on I-40 east towards Memphis, but mainly between Batesville and Little Rock. Maybe to Conway, but not quite that far south. You see that glob of showers right in the middle of the state. Mountain Home in between showers right now. We're going to back this up and go to southwest Missouri. You can see Springfield, Lebanon, Osage Beach getting some showers. I'm going to put that in motion real quick so we can see the movement in that. And that could affect Mountain Home here within the next hour or so, what's coming out of Missouri. So this is kind of a strange pattern. I call these a Missouri hang down. It's what hangs down out of Missouri and hits us, you know. Normally we get those patterns that come across Tulsa, Oklahoma City into Fort Smith, and they move from the southwest to the northeast, following those frontal boundaries. But this is a little bit different. We got it coming out of the northwest, coming out of Branson and Springfield. As you can see that motion there on the radar.
Well, it is start of spring.
Yep.
Weather should be expected. Rain.
Rain. Not a lot of rain showing up right there. Not a lot of heavy rain, I should say, but it is affecting I-44, Joplin, Springfield, Lebanon, Rolla, Missouri. I-70 in pretty good shape across the northern part of Missouri, Columbia to Kansas City. A little bit of showers there just south of Marshall, Missouri. And so we'll go back to the national scene one more time. That's about it. Just lights and wipers today, folks, while it's raining.
There you go.
And so, well, we'll take a break a little bit early. I need to explain what's coming up here in just a minute. I don't know, when was Dennis here? 3 weeks ago, maybe a month ago? Yeah. It was one afternoon, Dennis Milligan, the state treasurer for the state of Arkansas, stopped by. And we sat down and we recorded several minutes. And so coming up here after the break, we're going to play that recording back. Yeah, we'll be wearing probably different clothes. I think I grabbed the same shirt today as what I had on in the video.
I know I didn't. So. We'll look.
But I'm very pleased that our state elected officials have recognized what we're doing on the television program here. John Thurston's been here, or was going to be here. Andrea Lee, the state auditor, has been here. And back in December, we had the Chief Justice of the Arkansas Supreme Court, the Honorable Dan Kemp, along with Associate Justice, the Honorable Sean Womack's been here. So looking forward to having the governor and other folks come in throughout the year too. So after the break, we'll go straight to the recording of Dennis Milligan, who is the state treasurer for the state of Arkansas. Scooter, take us to break, sir.
Be right back.
Coming in 2018, DHF Archery Range, brought to you by DeerHunterFan.com TV and Steadyform. This 10,000 square foot indoor climate-controlled archery range will feature 3D targets, 3D pop-up, and state-of-the-art video shooting. DHF Archery Range will be open to the public and available for all ages. It's a great facility for hunters and archers alike and located in the center of the Ozarks in beautiful Bull Shoals, Arkansas. That's DHF Archery Range, coming in 2018. Keep on the lookout for more details and their grand opening announcement soon.
Have you ever noticed every time you wash your car, you end up wetter than the actual car? Next time, run down to Car Care and let the friendly staff put a smile on your face. Car Care of Mountain Home has a variety of services to clean your vehicle's needs, inside and out. From a simple wash and shine to their outstanding detail services. Located 1525 Highway 62 East in Mountain Home. Stop by Car Care of Mountain Home today, because driving a clean car always makes you feel good.
With a large showroom of over 13,000 square feet, the Furniture Depot is your local choice for quality name brand furniture at prices anyone can afford. They carry a great selection of catnapper recliners, power recliners with lumbar support and lift chairs. Check out Furniture Depot's variety of living room and dining room sets in various styles and designs. And don't forget about their mattress gallery featuring Serta, Symbol mattresses, and adjustable beds. Family owned and operated, that's Furniture Depot, located in the Ozark Shopping Center in Mountain Home.
You already know that Ferris mowers are the only mowers on the market with a patented spring suspension system, saving you time in the seat, less back stress, and a professional even cut every time. You already know that Mower Warehouse is the only area dealership that will accept your mower trade-in. But did you know that a truckload of discounted 2017 models just arrived at Mower Warehouse, allowing you the pleasure of saving hundreds of dollars on your next mower purchase of a new Ferris or Simplicity zero-turn machine? Come check out the parking lot sale at Mower Warehouse, located on Buzzard Roost in Mountain Home. Your White River getaway starts at Cotter Trout Lodge, where you find convenient, clean, and affordable accommodations right in the heart of Cotter, Arkansas. Take advantage of the Natural State Fly Shop across the road for all your supplies and guided fly fishing needs. Countless delicious homemade menu options await to satisfy your hunger cravings at the White Sands Cafe. Your complete White River getaway is cradled in the east arm of the historic Ruthven Rainbow Bridge at the Cotter Trout Lodge, Natural State Fly Shop, and the White Sands Cafe.
Why would I?
And we're back. It's my pleasure to introduce the treasurer of the state of Arkansas, Mr. Dennis Milligan, and it's so good to see you again, sir.
Hey, Dale.
Good to see you.
Great to be up here in God's country.
Oh, there you go. So how are things in Little Rock and the state capitol? I mean, I guess the last time I saw you popped in the office there, it was either the inauguration during Governor Hutchinson's inauguration or the swearing in at the Supreme Court, one of the two, but you're looking good and doing a great job for the state of Arkansas.
Well, I thank you, Dale. And of course, you asked the question, how are things there in the state capitol? It's a lot better up here, Dale. I'd much rather be in Mountain Home.
I know some real estate guys, we can get you set up.
And surrounding areas, yes, for sure.
So I know that for a fact that the way you're handling the money for the state of Arkansas, you've outperformed, I think, above and beyond the call. What's that ratio now? Performing, what, 5 times better than the predecessor?
Well, we've actually, Dale, I'm extremely proud to say we've increased the state's interest earnings on our state's investments, Arkansans' investments, your viewers' investments. We did more in 3 years than the last administration did in about 5.5. And results matter.
Yes, it does. And results don't lie.
Well, my daughter always says, Dad, it's not bragging if it's fact. And so, again, I'm very proud to bring those figures. Dale, when I ran for the office, one of the promises I made Arkansans was every dollar I could earn in interest should be one less tax dollar they have to pay. And I'm certainly glad to say that we've honored that promise.
That's good. And I remember there was a campaign promise back years ago.
Well, it was.
So let's start with phase 1. And really, the state auditor's been here and other elected officials. Let's start. What is the exact job of the treasurer of the state?
Well, to put it in 3 or 4 words, we're the state's banker. I'm in charge of all the state banking entities, a $3.5 billion budget, both short and long-term portfolio. Arkansans, and for your viewers, we do about $70 million a day. About $16.5 billion a year flows through our coffers. Once we get all that money back in each month, then we distribute it back out to the entities. For example, Mountain Home, Baxter County, just wherever the sales taxes have been collected. So it all runs through us. It's all accounted for. And then, so to use a saying, the check's in the mail, I can't be lying. Yeah.
So, if you were to write a book, would it be funny? Your experiences as treasurer so far, would it be funny or serious?
If I'm only given the two words to say, us politicians, we don't like to be just held down, Dale.
Right.
And you're, but you know what? I would have to probably say funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say funny. I have a blast. We are the most toured office in the state capitol. Now, my staff wants me to be politically correct and say we're one of the most toured offices. Dale, we're the most toured office. We had over 23,000 visitors last year come
Really?
through, 53 different countries.
Really?
And all 50 states. And they come through our office because, again, I'm going to be politically correct, we're one of the only states in the union, the only state, but that allows our constituency to come into our working vault. We keep about $500,000 to $600,000 and get your picture made with it. Well, that money makes people do strange things, Dale.
I bet it does.
But you get your picture made. Obviously, we have a lot of groups and kids that come and tour the Capitol. And for your viewers, our state capitol mimics the nation's
Yep.
capital. So when you're standing out front, there's a lot of filming that's done there. I never know who's going to walk through the door. The other day, it's been a few months ago, I saw some guys in my office all straightening up their ties and shirts and collars and suits. I said, what's going on here? Next thing, Miss America walked in. So I figured that one out pretty quickly. Yeah, they were trying. And then Miss Arkansas walked in behind them. I've had television actors. The History Channel, they actually came in the other day. And no, I'm sorry. Let me stand corrected. The Travel Channel. Not the History Channel, the Travel Channel came in and did a story about the state and the fact that you could come into our vault and hold all that money. A guy named Colin Ferguson, who plays the Maytag repairman.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he was the one, and we got filming of me chasing him around. He's got the money and just having fun. So, again, Dale, next thing we know, you'll be walking through the door.
Never know. It's got to be interesting work, though. It's got to be interesting to see the inner workings of the state and how the laws apply and, the maneuvering of the funding.
Well, let me say this. On the investment side, Dale, we have an investment board that's chaired by the governor. So I don't just wake up in a new world every morning and go, well, let's put some money here, put some money there. That board has to be advised of our intentions. We have to meet certain criteria from the law on that, and so it's all done it's done in a manner that is very, very safe for Arkansas's money.
Is most of the money reinvested in the United States, or does any of it ever go overseas?
Again, a very fair question, and we've actually, I would say we've made China pay their fair share back to Arkansas.
Good.
I'll just put it like that.
There you go.
But yes, we do invest a lot. We also, as the state's banker, we actually loan banks money. I prefer to loan Arkansas banks money, but if you're qualified and you can collateralize the amount, then we will loan you money. So I have a number of clients throughout the state banks that borrow money.
Really? How many banking companies are in Arkansas? Do you have a figure off the top of your head?
Oh wow, Dale.
There's a million here in Mountain Home,
Yeah, there's a lot of different companies, if you will, holding companies. Of course, we've got the big ones. We deal with Simmons, Bank of America, Bank of the Ozarks. Our banking industry is alive and well here. Really, since the 2008, I guess, if you will, the economy, the recession, and all that. But nonetheless, again, those are clients of ours, and as long as they pay the state of Arkansas what we're asking, we're happy to have them as customers.
So that interest, that money's earning interest and comes back to the state.
Well, it helps. It helps your local bank here, perhaps, or banks be able to loan money out to XYZ who's trying to start a small business. By the way, that's going to hire people from your viewing area, so that's a win-win. Yeah. So anytime I can help, but I'm committed to Arkansas. I'm committed to helping our state be in a position where we can get employers to want to come and start business here in Arkansas.
And I failed to realize, the state treasurer, I'm thinking, well, he handles the money. He's basically the state's banker. But who would have thought that the state would loan money to a bank that would actually help? Well, Scooter over here, he owns a restaurant here in town. They've got Old Time Restaurant on the square. Mm-hmm. And so people like Scott and his wife that have a small business, and perhaps others that are in the studio, I had no idea. Yeah.
And it's an ebb and flow. There's times when the banks don't need our money, and there's times when they do. It's always a work in progress, Dale. And again, I'm going to always put Arkansas first. I love my state. I was born and raised here, and this is where I'll probably be pushing up daisies, I'm reasonably sure. So I'm going to do anything that I can to have Arkansans have their faith in this treasury as long as I'm the treasurer.
What's your proudest achievement so far in this term in office?
I'm a small businessman, Dale, and for me, results matter. We mentioned that earlier. Mm-hmm. I'm an employer. I started a small water treatment company. We started out in Arkansas. We're now in 17 states. My son-in-law runs that company. I'm proud to employ Arkansans. I'm still one of the small businesses. I actually supply health insurance to our employees.
Really?
Still, yes, because
they're
the reason why we continue to grow. But I would say honoring my and results. There's families out there that are depending on me making good decisions since 1985, prayerfully. But I have to make a profit. And for the citizens of Arkansas that I represent as their treasurer, I've got to produce results. It's instinctively bred in me as a businessman that I have to produce results, or guess what? You go out of business.
That's right. My goodness. Wow. I'm shocked at some of this stuff. Did you say now the state budget? I've got some notes here. $3.5 billion budget for the state.
$3.5 billion in investments.
In investments?
Investment dollars, yes, both short-term and long-term portfolios. So, again, I'm at your Capitol every morning, and I challenge you to call me on this. I'm usually at the office by 5:30. I'm reviewing overnight because in this world economy, something bad can happen over in XYZ country, and it can affect where we put money at, what we do, what we take out, etc. So I'm there at that office very, very early in the morning.
Really? So if I'm understanding this correctly, $3.5 billion of taxpayer money is invested.
Wow. And I make that money work because there's no the past treasurers have just felt comfortable sticking in some kind of CD and hoping for the best. Again, Dale, we went from a very passive treasury to an active treasury. I've got my investment division. If the citizens ever want to come and visit it, your viewers, it kind of looks like a stock exchange because I've got people watching numbers, watching figures. We don't look at your investments once a month. We look at them once an hour.
Ooh. That is an active treasurer's office.
We're very active, and we're not investors, as I say, in the sense that we're buying this stock or buying that stock. We have short term, which is up to about a 3-month investment. For example, I'll just pull a bank. Bank XYZ may borrow $300 million for 3 months at X amount of interest. We try to average a minimum of 2.50% interest on our return, and in some cases we're bumping over 3%.
Wow, those facts and figures are staggering. Of course, you work with them every day, but it shows that it works. When we put good people in office, it works. And you're not on the front page of the Arkansas Democrat Gazette every day.
Well, trust me, I've had my own crosses to bear, and I think all of us politicians, Dale, it's very simple on the political side. All that's necessary for evil to triumph is for good men and women to set aside and do nothing.
Right.
Now, I've got grandkids now, which I think you do too.
I got 2.
And I'm going to tell you, it's changed my perspective.
Yeah.
It's changed my perspective. Not that me and you are totally washed up, but now I'm looking for my child and my child's children for their futures, and leaving this state in a better way than I found it. I love public service. It's something that, again, is challenging me. I'm not there just ceremoniously holding down an office.
Yeah.
We are going to produce results.
And I think the one thing, and I'm going to go ahead and bring this up. It made the news several years ago. Treasurer Milligan redid his office, and he spent all this money. It's in the budget. It is lawful. It is allowed, and you did it according to the law. And they ripped you all over the news media.
Well, let me help your viewers to understand something. And this is the side of the story, and I thank you for asking me that. I'm really proud to get to address it. Look, the past treasurer just got out of the federal penitentiary. She served, 20 months for political corruption. When I was elected and went into that office, it looked like a tornado had hit the place. I believe Arkansans and on top of that Americans, when they come and visit an office, I believe they want their constitutional offices to look appropriate. Now, see, one of the things that wasn't addressed was, okay, so I bought a credenza. That credenza should last for 30 years, if not 50
forever,
years.
yeah.
I'm not buying it every year. I'm not buying it every 6 months. I fix the office up in a manner that is respectful of being one of the most toured offices in the capital, that Arkansans could come in there and be proud of what they've got. I'm not ashamed, and I can tell you now, when they look at the investment and the returns, that is so menial. Sure, I'm a conservative. I'm going to spend money wisely. And Dale, I've spent the money wisely. I've spent what's in my budget. I've returned over $2 million to the citizens of Arkansas out of my budget. So go figure.
But yet, they were attacking. I thought, leave him alone. He's following the law. You've got the budget. When it's allowed and it's done properly, it's all right.
Well, we have to
and I know, knowing you, I'm sure you checked every law, and you probably checked with every official that it would have to go through. Probably all the way to Mark Martin's
I was
office.
interviewed before I actually took over the office, and they asked me what my plans were, changing the office or whatever. And look, I was naive in the sense that I said, I don't plan on any specific decor changes or whatever. And I got in there and realized it was oh my gosh, it was just very disrespectful to the citizens of Arkansas. Broken chairs, wore out sofas, and so I invested that money. The compliments have been great, but you know what? Some of those same people that have criticized me about that, Dale, they don't seem to ever talk about the great returns we're experiencing.
No.
That doesn't seem to find that doesn't seem to find the front page.
Let
me park in the wrong spot and I'm on the front page of the news. Let me return 44% from last year over what we did, and we don't. But you know what? That's okay. I'm in politics. We all have our crosses
That'll
to bear.
make page 8D, I know.
We all have our crosses to bear. Let me say this, too, for your viewers. Transparency, one of my big issues. The past administrations had no accountability. You can go to artreasury.gov right now. When you pull up that website, you click on the little vault. It'll show Arkansans 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, where their money's invested, what the rates of return are, and also when the maturity dates are.
And with that, we're going to take a quick break. We're visiting with the State Treasurer of Arkansas, Dennis Milligan. We will be right back.
Why would I recommend Hospice the Ozarks? Because I know the people that work there, I know their hearts, and I know that their desire is to help people with the suffering and the anxiety and the things that can come with either terminal diagnosis or a terminal condition. We want them to have a peace of heart and to have a comfort and to know that someone's there to help them through that so they can enjoy the time that they have.
More than just propane, Reeves Propane provides you full-service propane delivery, as well as tank and piping installation. We are your dependable choice, offering the very best in personal service with on-time deliveries and competitive prices. Reeves Propane also sells and installs tankless water heaters and appliances, and can even convert your gas cook stove to liquid propane. So no need to fuss and cuss about bad service. Call us at Reeves Propane. We greatly appreciate your business, and God bless.
Hi, I'm Ricky with Arch Trash Pickup. If anybody needs trash service in the area, please give us a call. Arch Trash Service is veteran owned, and I've been in the local area resident for over 20 years. I'll provide a better service than the other guys, and even provide front door service trash pickup for those that aren't able to take their trash to the curb. We'll also pick up almost anything and even provide free recycling. I am Ricky with Arch Trash Pickup, and please give me a call for all your trash service needs.
Diatley Dental Care is a family-owned dental practice. Doctors Irvin and Christina Diatley grew up in the Twin Lakes area and are proud to serve the community. With modern treatment methods and state-of-the-art technology, they are dedicated to providing exemplary care to patients of all ages. Our compassionate team consistently receives training above and beyond the standard of care.
We're changing the way you see dentistry.
Come be a part of our dental family.
And we're back. We're visiting with Treasurer of State of Arkansas, Mr. Dennis Milligan. It's always I really enjoy these visits with Dennis, and we don't get to see a lot of each other. He's in Little Rock, and I'm here. Let's talk a little bit about the 529 program. Now, we had this on in our radio days. We talked about this. Tell us about 529 program.
Actually, Dale, the Arkansas 529 College Investing Plan is probably the love of my life in the sense of what it can do for Arkansans. And for your viewers that are not aware, it's a program I handle through my office. It's a means to be able to save for your children, your children's children, our grandchildren. And not only do I invest that money for you, but when they become college age, they can withdraw that money, and it's tax-free. And I ain't even got to the good part yet. I will. But it follows the child to any school they want to go to. I use the example, even if they went to dreaded LSU. The money would follow them there. It can be used for tuition, room and board, computers, books. Can't be used for sorority or fraternity dues, but that's reasonable. If the child decides at 18 that they don't want to go to college, the money can be drawn out. There is a penalty for the interest because we've earned you a lot of money. Yeah. But you can draw it out. You can transfer it to another child or children, or you can actually use it for yourself. There's 9 different investment strategies, so you're not tied to one size fits all. And it's a wonderful program. Here's the beauty of it. You get an Arkansas state tax deduction up to $10,000 for a married couple, $5,000 for an individual. So Dale, why would you not want to save for our kids and their education rather than give the money to big government? It's a tax deduction off your adjusted gross income, $10,000 max per married couple. It's as close to free money as you can get. And people say to me, hold it, Dennis, man, my budget's maxed. You can open an account for as little as $25. You can put in as little as $10 a month. Remember, that drip in the bucket will add up over years.
Well, what they say, if you take a penny and double it every day, by the time you get to the 20th or 25th of the month, you're looking at
30 days, you're
millions of dollars.
Yeah, but my point is when people again say I can't afford it, you can't afford not to do it. And Dale, I'm happy to say today the legislature, the House, passed a bill that allows that money now to be used from kindergarten through 12. And so now people that want to invest in private school, in public, you can invest it in public school, you can invest it. So it gives those same Arkansans that want different education routes for their kids to be able to take that deduction. And it mirrors now along with federal law, which our House passed today. So I think that's great news for Arkansas.
So let's go back to step 1.
Okay.
Did I hear tax free?
Well, you get to take $10,000 up to $10,000 per year off your adjusted gross income.
So let's say that I wanted 529 for my two grandsons, and I say that I put 100 in each account.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, as that grows, and there are 2 and 1, so let's say that stays there for 17 and 18 years.
Yeah.
Do I pay tax on that interest, or does that transfer to the schools?
You get to you get to deduct. There is no tax to you when they start drawing it out, and there's no tax to the children when they start drawing it out. So you're the administrator.
Well, I like that one.
Absolutely. And when we're talking, when I'm talking to Arkansans, look, it's enough that we get a company interested in Arkansas. But Dale, if we don't have the resources, I'm talking about the human resource. They're flying right over us. We've got to have technical people. Look, I'm a technical guy. I'm in the water treatment chemical business. I wasn't a traditional college. That money can be invested in traditional. We need more electricians. We need more plumbers.
Oh, we're hurting up here.
Look, I'm a builder developer in my home county of Saline. My plumber gave me a bill the other day, and I was griping about it. I said, my gosh, my doctor doesn't charge me that much. And he said, I was a doctor. I mean, I'm being a little funny here, but I'm just saying, not everybody's cut out just for traditional college, and this money can help go and pay for that. So we'll make Arkansas stronger. And not only that, Dale, as I travel around my state I love so much, I'm seeing it where our small towns, the kids are leaving and never coming back.
Oh, no.
What if they have an opportunity to come back? And if they don't want to live here, that's fine. But I want to give them that choice.
I've got 4 boys. My third boy is in North Dakota as we speak. He graduated Arkansas State University Mountain Home with honors in welding.
Oh,
he did some competition.
He can get a job.
He's in North Dakota.
Absolutely.
You know,
I went and spoke to a college in southwest Arkansas called Cossatot, and they had a number of welders graduating. And the chancellor there said they were spoken for 6 months before they graduated. And we're not talking about chump change.
No.
We're talking about a pretty darn good living.
Yeah.
So again, let's make Arkansas strong. I'm tired of Mississippi. Mississippi's gaining on us, folks. I want to make Arkansas strong.
Let's look at Northeast Arkansas. You've got Osceola and is that a big welding? What is that? Welding and metal fabrication. Big River Steel and Nucor.
Yeah. And part of our problem too, and again, I respect the fact that they located here, and there's certainly some great things happening. In fact, they just paid off their bonds early too. But with that being said, of course, there's a number of people that live in Tennessee where it's tax free, and they just drive over and work.
And I tell you what, when I was working one of the campaigns several years ago, and I called Mississippi County over there, and I said, I need to know 70%, and this will reflect on what you just said, 70% of the workers live in either Missouri or Tennessee, because it's right on Interstate 55, and I go through there a lot because I've got family in Tennessee.
Sure.
Dyersburg, Tennessee, on Interstate 155 is only about 45 minutes. Kennett, Zenith, and all that, even as far as Poplar Bluff, that's not a far drive.
Yeah.
And when they're starting people at $75,000 a year and up, it's worth the drive.
Yeah, exactly. And again, my focus is on Arkansas, and I want to help any Arkansas company if they're on the state line or whatever the case is. But look, we're a very diversified state. We've got the bottomland, the mountains, the delta, the rolling hills.
We've even got oil.
We do, and I just know, and challenging myself, that if we all pull together, we can make this thing work. Dale, there's 2 good times to plant a tree. Do you know what they are?
Tell me.
40 years ago and today.
There you go. That's right. And you know, with that thing in Northeast Arkansas, they said we can't, and it reflects on what you said, we need more trade people.
Yeah.
Because an argument that I get in with somebody says, look, this is good for Northeast Arkansas because these people come in and work. But 70% of your workforce, when you've got people come from Tennessee and Missouri and they get the paycheck on Friday night, they go back to Dyersburg, they go back to Kennett, and they're not spending in Osceola, Arkansas.
Yeah.
They're spending in Dyersburg and
sure. And again, I realize that on state line towns and that type of thing, that it's a different story. But I want to make Mountain Home stronger. I want to make Baxter County stronger. I want to make Union County stronger. I want to. So I think we have something to offer in all areas of our state. I really believe that with my heart.
Now, I know that I think Bass Cat announced they're going to be expanding, and we've got a new boating company in Marion County that's starting. And so that's going to be a shot in the arm here. And the electronics company Simcor, I think, they announced a new contract. And I know some friends down there, this is in Flippin, Arkansas, about 15 miles from here, that were worried about their jobs. They were down to 28 hours or less a week.
Sure.
Now, all of a sudden, they're in overtime. They're hiring more people because they got a very good contract. And so
Well, look,
things are happening.
we've done some other things. Not me. The legislature also allowed now for our retired veterans with 20 years or more that they don't have to pay a state income tax. We were losing a lot of our veterans because they were leaving out of the state to other states. So, look, I'm an investor, and at the end of the day, I'm looking at a return on investment. And not necessarily just short term. I'm looking at the long term too. You know, a good pool player is not worried about the shot he's taking right now. He's worried about the shots two down the line, and up. And that's the way I look at our work for the state.
I was visiting with a local business here, and he was so pleased with the tax on the Amazon that came up.
Yeah.
He says, I can't compete with Rock Auto, and I can't compete with Amazon. He says, when I can sell this part for this amount and you can get over here without paying tax, it knocks him down almost 18%. And it hurt.
Sure.
And so I can understand the frustration from some of the small business. This is an auto parts.
Yes.
And so, you know, it's just the frustration of, well, you can go online and wait 2 days and get it, and you saved this amount of money. I want my money here.
Well, and I think the people down in El Dorado, Arkansas, want their money there, and I think the people in West Memphis and I'm, you know, I'm all good with that. As I said, anything that we can do to help our small businesses, which, by the way, Dale, and I'm sure your viewers, that's what makes America work.
It is.
Yeah, it's great.
It is.
You got this big company and that big company, but our small business, which is a dying entity, is what makes America great.
How do we bring that back?
Well, I think certainly working on fairness. I don't think people in the business you mentioned or any other small businesses mind the competition. They're used to competing, but let's make it fair.
Yeah.
If we're playing a football game and you give me a 30-point head start or 18-point head start, it makes it difficult for me to come back and win the game against you.
Yeah.
And I use that analogy. And by the way, Dale, just for your viewers, there was only one thing that kept me from playing for the Razorbacks. Yeah, talent. Yeah.
I'm in that club too.
And then I think Coach Broyle said I was slow too. I thought that came in talent, but I think he really wanted to make a point.
Oh yeah.
But no, I'm with you there, and I'm glad that. And I think there's still some confusion there, and I think that the people in the legislative side need to get that corrected.
You know what I'm thinking I think of a little. I grew up in St. Clair County, Illinois. I moved here when I was 14 years old, a long time ago. There's a little place in O'Fallon, Illinois called Thomas Hardware. It was a family-operated wooden floor hardware store where they had the little glass partitions with everything.
Yeah.
I loved going in that place. And when we moved to Mountain Home in 1972, there were some hardware stores on the square. The old style drugstore. Remember when drugstores sold cameras and film?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. You know, and it's home.
Yeah.
You know, and I think we've lost that touch, and I think that's vital to our economy.
It is, Dale, and of course you need to look at mine, and I'll look at yours. But our hair is not as it's got a little different tint to it.
Yep.
Times are changing. You know, there's more information in a little iPhone than there is on what got the astronauts to the moon, I believe.
And I can back that up. I was at Chevrolet dealership somewhere around 1999 to 2000, and he said there was 19 times more computer functions on a basic Chevrolet in the year 1999 than what it took to put man on the moon in 1969.
Yeah, and so my point is, look, back in the day, the Iceman that took all the block ice around, there was a time when he saw it coming that his business wasn't going to make it anymore because people were able to buy refrigerators.
Yep.
And so he changed his strategy, or she changed their strategies to delivering something else or acclim. And I'm not saying competition is great and good, but also, again, fairness. And anything that is lopsided is not right for our economy, and it's not right for our state.
We're visiting with Dennis Milligan, Treasurer of the State of Arkansas. It's time for a quick break. And before we go to break, I think I got 1 minute before I take this break. I want to emphasize experience in this office. You're up for re-election.
I am, yeah.
And so when you see that ballot, Dennis Milligan, there's your experience, and there's the man we need to retain in that office. With that being said, it's time for a quick break. Be right back.
Life is too short to wear boring clothes. Welcome to Shabby to Chic Salon and Boutique, where we carry the latest trends and fashions and accessories at prices anyone can enjoy. Feel beautiful while looking fabulous with a large range of fashions that fits anyone's sense of style. You're sure to discover something unique and new at every visit. Shabby to Chic also features 12 professional stylists, aesthetics by Amy J, a nail technician, and 4 tanning beds. Excite your style at Shabby to Chic Salon and Boutique in Mountain Home.
You've tried medications just cover up the pain, and you've tried dieting to help lose weight. Before you try something drastic like surgery to get rid of the numbness and tingling, why don't you try a better approach to health? Hi, I'm Dr. Charles Osgood, and at Mountain Home Family Chiropractic, we heal the whole person the natural way.
At Mountain Home Family Chiropractic, we take a hands-on approach to chiropractic care, massage therapy, and nutritional counseling. Our 20 years of service has led to successful results.
When I come in to see Dr. Osgood, sometimes after one adjustment, I have immediate relief. Sometimes it takes 4 or 5 adjustments.
I recommend Mountain Home Family Chiropractic because it really works and keeps me pain-free.
Mountain Home Family Chiropractic supports the community by donating to Mountain Home Food Basket and the Lions Club. Request an appointment with us today at Mountain Home Family Chiropractic. Excellence for your body and frame alignment.
If you want the best breakfast or lunch in the Twin Lakes area, then you've got to come to the Old Time Restaurant. Voted the best breakfast and lunch for 2011, the Old Time Restaurant not only gives you the Southern hospitality right when you walk in the door, they also offer scrumptious breakfast options to curb that early morning appetite. Or stop in later in the day for a tasty sandwich, salad, or a daily special. If a sweet tooth is your guilty pleasure, you can't go wrong with the Pie Lady cooking out over 30 different types of pies. That's the Old Time Restaurant located on the square in Mountain Home.
Do you know where your money goes when you give to charity? At the Salvation Army, 85 cents of every dollar stays to help those in need in our local community. Hi, I'm Captain Spaulding. The money we raise help people in the surrounding 5 counties, including Baxter, Marion, Sharp, Izzard, and Fulton. You can help by donating your unwanted items and by shopping at the Salvation Army store. Those in need get assistance with rent, utilities, sending kids to camp, and many other things. When it comes to this charity, the Salvation Army always helps those in our community.
And we're closing out the show. I've brought Benny Speaks in, and we want to do a little campaign in here, Benny. You've got a good man as a treasurer, and we want to keep that good man in office. You've seen the results of his work, and I think the Arkansas people can stand proud and say we need Dennis in there for another term.
I totally agree with you. I had the privilege of working in the treasurer's office 3 years ago during a session, and got to know a lot firsthand information and knowledge of the office, and I recognize the great job that Dennis Milligan has done, and I certainly endorsed Dennis Milligan for another term in that office. But let me say that, I'm glad and privileged to be here with you, but it's been a privilege in my life to know Dennis and his family. Tina, his wife, are just wonderful people, and they've just done, he and I go back many years. I'm not going to tell you how many, Dennis, because we both got gray hair now, and but we go back many years, worked together. I worked very closely with Dennis when he was chairman of the Republican Party, and I was district chairman, a new district chairman. We had some hurdles we had to get over, worked together with them, and
yes,
and he done a good job at that. He was did a wonderful job as the Republican Party treasurer. And then from there, he was our party chairman for a while, and he did a good job in Saline County as a circuit clerk down there. And now he's in the treasurer's office in the state. And I can say from experience and knowledge that prior to the individuals there, prior to Dennis being there, They turned back very little money to the state treasurer, but Dennis has done a magnificent job with huge numbers, and that's been very successful. And yes, he has done a great job, and I'm looking forward to Dennis Milligan being the state treasurer for another 4 years.
Me too.
We know a milkshake will get you a long ways. That's what I promised him for all those kind words. And man, thank you, Benny. We'll go get you the biggest, baddest milkshake around. Yeah.
I know where one's at.
All right.
Can you talk real quick? We've got about 2 minutes and 30 seconds
Yeah.
about the Israel. The thing with, is that something we can?
Yeah, it is. It's official. Again,
Yeah.
it's legislation, as Benny knows, that I was very fortunate to get passed that allows us. Here's the funny thing about Arkansas. You drive about every other house has got "We support Israel," and that was a win-win for the state of Arkansas.
Yes,
We
it
invested
was.
about $20 million of our Arkansas dollars in Israel, and actually the ambassador, I'm talking about the man, came to Arkansas to recognize that and appreciates Arkansas investing in Israel. We're the 27th state to invest in Israel, and I'm very, very proud of it. And as I said, Israel is a special place, and I'm honored that we were able to do that.
And we had good results and good turnback out of there, out that Israeli investment.
Yeah, it's going to be,
wonderful.
it is, and it's going to continue to be very nice.
Yes.
Minute and a half, gentlemen. What do we need to cover in 90 seconds or less?
Well, the total package on the Republican Party is something we need to look at. We've got a good
We've got a good team.
Good slate of candidates all the way down the line, and we expect to do well.
Well, I concur as an old state chairman that, again, it's a different time and a place, Dale, than when I was chairman of the state party, and I'm thankful for that. We certainly, as Republicans, believe in accountability, smaller government, producing results, and not only do we stand as individuals, but we stand as a party, and I'm certainly proud of the Republican Party.
And I am thrilled to have you on the program today. It's good to see you again, to have Benny Speaks here as well. And,
Thank you, Dale.
I look forward to casting my vote for Dennis Milligan.
Well,
I did it once, I'll do it again.
Thank you, Dale. Thank you so much. Thank you for allowing me to be here.
Thank you for being here. And with that, we're going to take a break and be right back.
Hello, I'm Charles Ferguson. Here at Mountain View Chevrolet, we still do business the old-fashioned way with honesty and integrity. And we have a good inventory of new Chevy cars, trucks, and SUVs from large to small. Our service department has all GM certified technicians, and our friendly salespeople are ready and eager to fit a car truck to your needs in a price range you can afford. We also have a lot full of pre-owned cars and trucks, program and new car trade-ins to choose from. So come see us at Mountain View Chevrolet.
Coming in 2018, DHF Archery Range, brought to you by DeerHunterFan.com TV and Steadyform. This 10,000 square foot indoor climate controlled archery range will feature 3D targets, 3D pop-up, and state-of-the-art video shooting. DHF Archery Range will be open to the public and available for all ages. It's a great facility for hunters and archers alike and located in the center of the Ozarks in beautiful Bull Shoals, Arkansas. That's DHF Archery Range coming in 2018. Keep on the lookout for more details and their grand opening announcement soon.
Have you ever noticed every time you wash your car, you end up wetter than the actual car? Next time, run down to Car Care and let the friendly staff put a smile on your face. Car Care of Mountain Home has a variety of services to clean your vehicle's needs, inside and out. From a simple wash and shine to their outstanding detailed services. Located 1525 Highway 62 East in Mountain Home. Stop by Car Care Mountain Home today, because driving a clean car always makes you feel good.
Coming up on 7:54, we're back live, and appreciate Dennis Milligan, Treasurer of the State of Arkansas, for stopping by the studio and doing that interview. I hope you all enjoyed that.
And we got Jerry back.
And Jerry's back.
Hey, good morning,
Jerry,
everybody.
when the big hand is on the 12 and the little hand's on the 7, guess what?
You call and say, where are you at?
We have some breaking news. Maryland authorities investigating a shooting at a high school. Authorities in St. Mary's County, Maryland, said they're investigating a shooting at a high school, but had few details on any injuries or the status of the person who fired shots. It apparently happened at 8:15 a.m. Eastern time, which was about, almost 45 minutes ago. And so here we go again. sometimes I think it's monkey see, monkey do.
And that happens a lot. No, I think
I don't,
that's a
lot
lot of it.
I can't understand why anybody would want to do what they're doing with these school shootings or the little package bombs that's going on in Texas. Another one at San Antonio to FedEx this morning, and said it was bound for Austin, Texas. So, I'm just anyway. Jerry, you got some community calendar stuff for us?
Yeah, we have a few things going on. We have March 22nd. We got the Sow Bug Roundup, and that's an annual event. And this
It's a big event.
This attracts fly fishermen from all over the world, man. I mean, they come in from Australia, Japan, all over Europe. This is a very big deal. And that's going to be held March 22nd through 24th out the Baxter County Fairgrounds. So, you ever been to Sow Bug Roundup?
It's pretty neat if you're into fly fishing and into that stuff. It's really worth going to. It's really neat. It's huge.
Yeah,
It's a big ordeal.
I just strolled through once, and man, they get them jeweler's glasses on, little bitty tweezers, and start doing them flies. Them are little bitty flies.
I used to have one of those little machines that would hold them there where you could tie them and do all the stuff with.
Did you?
Yeah.
That's cool, man. Make your own bait.
There you go.
All right, and for you rock and rollers, March 23rd through the 26th, it says, at the JQH Arena in Springfield, you got Styx and the REO Speedwagon with Don Felder.
Wow, good show.
There you go.
Don Felder, he's been with the Eagles. He did quite a bit of stuff on his own as well. And scrolling. Keep that finger scrolling. Here we go. Today, out at the Donald W. Reynolds Library, you have two things going on. You have the 56th Young Arkansas Artists Exhibition. That's where like 200 art pieces were accepted out of like 500 to be in this show. And that's from K through 12 students in the whole state of Arkansas. And you also have Sharing Our Treasures silent auction. So you can go out there and bid on an item. All proceeds go to help our library. So all bids welcome and bid high. That's about it.
You're not doing any coloring this week at the library?
That's Monday.
That's Monday.
That's
Monday at 10.
Monday's at 10.
Yep.
Jerry will be coloring at the library.
You bet you. That's good stuff, man.
Are they still doing the dinosaur exhibit, do you know?
I don't know. I hadn't been in there in probably 2 weeks, but it was there when...
I think it's to the end of March.
I was thinking it went on and right up till April.
And I know they're doing some big dinosaur exhibit after that in Springfield. Not our library, but another dinosaur exhibit kind of keep things kind of like a Jurassic Park theme going.
Uh-huh.
It's pretty cool.
Yep.
And other updates, shooting investigation underway at St. Mary's County High School in Maryland. It happened Tuesday morning, Great Mills High School, about 45 minutes ago. Multiple injuries have been reported. They were asking parents not to respond to the school due to the incident, but go to a high school in nearby Leonardtown instead. School's on lockdown. The incident has been contained. So hopefully no casualties there.
Yeah,
so.
hopefully everybody's all right.
So.
Now, Tommy Land, you support Tommy?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
And wasn't his opponent that was going to run is not running?
He dropped out.
So Tommy's just out there by himself.
There won't be any primary for Tommy.
Okay.
I think he does have a Democrat challenger, though.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So Tommy Land's a good man. Looking at my John Thurston for Secretary of State signs over here. Supporting John for Secretary of State. Be a good man in that office. And that's who we need, in my opinion.
Yeah. You get into all those, well, I know Secretary of State does, but Land Commissioner, I have no clue as to really what all they do.
We can discuss it. when we have more time.
Let me reiterate.
Well, that's pretty much going to end the show here.
I have no interest in what they do.
We got to run. See you tomorrow, everybody. Have a great day.